And so it's quite interesting that the European politicians were open to consider your proposals. I mean, the proposals of various kind of intellectuals. Is it happening the same in Italy? Are politicians in Italy so open to consider proposals by intellectuals?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But it depends. It depends. I think we cannot generalize. So it really depends on the kind of politician that you can involve or could involve in some projects. For me, it's difficult to answer to this point because I have recently been involved in politics. So in a way, I was playing a completely different role. And from that point of view, from that position, I try to involve, let me say, intellectuals and thinkers. And well, it's quite complicated point. So my idea is that the point is that you can imagine to collaborate with the political sphere when you have a very strong proposal. And this proposal has to have, to promote a vision. And the point is, how can we, let me say, thinkers, intellectuals, be capable to avoid any kind of instrumentalization? So because what normally happens that the politician sphere is used to use you, is used to use your skill, use your talents for their, let me say, immediate schedule for their needs. And the point is how to avoid this kind of risk, because it's a big risk.
Is it Italy ready for it? I mean, Italy ready? Do you think Italy and Italian politicians ready for it?
Yeah, sure. I think it is. I think, for instance, I think that the idea to ask the intellectual sphere to work on a project who has the goal to produce a narrative, which is not a brand. It's not simply something that you can sell, but it's something which requires a deep and profound thought on what is going to happen in a specific territory, and how it's something that can be extremely useful also for Italy. So I'm going to propose to Matteo Renzi to do a new narrative for Italy. For Italy, I think it's something that would be extremely fertile. No? So what is Italy nowadays? How can we avoid the cliché? Because the point is that one. No? How can we avoid the cliché that normally are used to describe Italy? So pizza and mafia, or I don't know, il paese del viaggio, the tour, or things like that, and that we know that well. No? So I think this is a very good point.
And the last question, Stefano, is about your book, which I find it very inspiring. Fare di più con meno. I don't know if you have the English translation for this title already.
More with less, yeah, more or less.
And would you like to speculate on it and explain it to our international watchers? I like the theory and then the points you're analyzing in your book, and I would like to make it to make it. I would like you to speculate on it for our the international watchers of our websites.
No, well, in a way, in the book there is an interview that, thanks to Hans-Ulrich Hobbit, we had with Eric Hobsbawm. And Eric Hobsbawm this was in August 2013, so basically just a few weeks before he was passing out. And Hobsbawm was very strong in suggesting us to consider the economical crisis not like a temporary condition, but like something that will last, and in a way not simply will last, but will be the new condition for economical, political, and cultural development in Europe. So we were starting from that point, and with this idea that we have entered in a new landscape, in a new condition, and we have to learn to let me say, to live and to develop ideas and proposal enterprises within this new condition. And this new condition is a condition in which you have a scarcity of resources, and you have to learn how to use, let me say, reduced amount of resources to produce advantages and positive development. So that was a starting point, and I started the book with the story of lamps designed in just after the war by three Italian brothers, the Fratelli Castiglioni, who were asked by Floss to design lamps, and they didn't work on the complicated mechanical devices or in, let me say, technical innovation. They simply did a sort of bricoleur activities. So they put together three pieces: a piece of marbles, a piece of aluminium, and a car lamp. And they, with this kind of simple addition of three things, which were very simple and very and in a way complete in themselves, they were capable to produce an unbelievable acceleration in the design furniture story, because they invented a new way to light a space. So light comes from the bottom, from the top, but then can be moved, for instance. And this lamp, was called Arco, is an example of how it's possible to do more with less. It's really an unbelievable acceleration. And that metaphor is something that I consider useful also into the political sphere. When I've written that book, I was a councillor for culture, fashion, and design and EXPO for the municipality of Milano. And so in the book, I am also promoting or trying to suggest some ways in which it's possible to produce and implement the public policies in a condition of scarcity of economic resources.